Hey, you there. Thank you for watching and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 5v5 custom match on the most wonderful, most beautiful, most amazing Necrosis map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting with Team 1 up here in the northwest and ending with Team 2 down here in the southeast. Let's go ahead and start with the most northern player of Team 1. It is Winter. He's going first land in Stitch Blue as an Aeon. Continuing on eastward, we have the comm of Buckstar 88. He is going first air as a UEF in orange, the color orange. Continuing on southward, we have Moors. He's going first land as a Cybran in Pac-Man yellow. And the last person on the front line here for Team 1, we have Ninria going first land in Batman Gray as a Cybran as well. And of course, can't forget the last but not least, the rear guard air slot here for Team 1. We have Johnny Jr. He's going first land in Amethyst Purple as a Seraphim. The racial makeup here for Team 1, we have one UEF, two Cybrans, one Seraphim, one Aeon. All of the races are represented here on Team 1. How will Team 2 fare in that sort of makeup? Well, let's go ahead and introduce the Ruby Red player of Dorset. He's going first land as a UEF. To the south in Emerald Green, we have Momo Uchiha going first land as an Aeon. Hopefully he does not kill off his entire team just to fulfill his secret mission. To the southwest, we have Unknown, not to be confused with Unknown. He's going first land in Tropical Ocean Blue as an Aeon. And last but not least, for the land spam game, we have Literal. He's going first land in Forest Green as a Cybran. Very smart choice of color there, sir. And of course, in the rear guard air slot, we have Mythologist. He's going first land, second air in Chevy Crimson as a UEF. So for Team 2 side of things, we have 2 Aeon, 2 UEF, and 1 Cybran. No Seraphim Tech for Team 2. How will that shake up with Team 1 having access to every faction and Team 2 missing on the Seraphims? So no YOLOs, no Awashes, no Zooey, none of that short of nonsense. But let's go ahead and see the reclaim remaining on the map thus far. We have 3,386. Let's say 3,380. Not a whole lot. That's not a lot for players to scoop up. So more of the focus will be on the mass points, which there is a decent section of mass points here in the top right-hand corner. And that's about it. I mean, there's a couple of mechs kind of dotted around either side of this center line of plateaus. But that's really it. So mass fab farms, Rascoms are going to be the order of the day here. Just so everybody is aware, this match is a little bit over an hour, so we don't have time to watch it in one sitting. Go ahead, slap it into your watch later playlist, and watch it as at your leisure. We have down here to the south, the comms of both Team 1 and Team 2 are going to meet up here in this nice group of trees. Maybe they'll have a picnic. Maybe they'll have, cut down some trees and build a log house or something. But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of action does happen. There is there's a decent sized rock here, 175. So actually a good grab for a couple of early masses. Can build a couple of tanks or maybe an intel installation like Literal has done. We see a lot more infrastructure going down for Literal here in the south, with just Ninria going for just a T1 extractor. Maybe they'll pump out some factories, but we'll have to watch that as time progresses. Not a lot of aggression from either teams. We are having the first unit of the game killed. I would assume so. It is a Snoop that gets shot by a couple of Aurora and other spirits. And they're going to start pushing down this northeastern lane. We have bot lane and top lane, and then middle, and then we have north middle and south middle. Probably we'll have to come up with better names for that, but there are essentially 5 lanes for 5 players, so 1 for each lane. So not too bad, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of our players in the back decides to help out a particular lane or not. We do see the comm of Mythologist is in his base, but everyone else, including the rear guard air slot for Team 1, is on the front lines to some degree. A couple of units from Literal actually get past the comm of Ninria, and will kill an engineer. They will be summarily destroyed. Johnny in the chat saying, lol. Looks like there was a drop here from Team 1 that just got completely annihilated. There is a couple of bombers on the way targeting the land factory. It's not really going to get anywhere, unfortunately. And the rest of these engineers will fall, unfortunately, for them. We are seeing Team 1 grab more of the middle. This is the only one that has mass points, so really the only one to really fight over. There are a couple of plateaus that would be good for taking out main base. Maybe this one right here, or this one right here. Even the middle one as well. But we're seeing a lot more effort for Team 1 to grab the plateaus and hold it against Team 2. Team 2's comm of Literal is going for a T2 upgrade, trying to secure this this bottom lane slot. There are tanks moving into position with the comm of Ninraya, I think that's how you say it, in rear, and actually getting a gun speed and range as well. But the comm here in the north from Winter is pushing against Dorset. Dorset having more hit points on that comm, of course. But it does look like a lot of reinforcements here for Winter. Dorset will have to fall behind. Has already lost one of his mexes. We'll lose another one here pretty quickly. Winter is just pushing forward, trying to surround Dorset from trying to retreat. And this is not really going to go well for Dorset. His hit points are falling very rapidly. They are starting to not eclipse, but go under what is remaining here for Winter. Winter at above 7,000. And Dorset sub 6,000, almost sub 5,000. He's going to have to do something about that. And I don't think he will be able to do a whole lot. Units fall back to ensure they encircle Dorset. Dorset just running into Winter at this point. Winter's going to have enough hit points to survive the calm explosion. Some units for Dorset will come and assist, but the explosion here from Dorset won't be enough, and those units will die. Their first kill of the game goes to Winter for Team 1, dropping this game to a 5v4 in their favor. And this will shake up the Northeastern power game. Right now there's a power vacuum currently going on. The structures are gifted over to Momo Uchiha. They were given to Unno due to the fact that he is the highest rated player in the game, and actually highest rated player on Team 2. The highest rated player in the game is Moors at 2,300. We didn't talk about the ranking disparities here, but for Team 1, like I mentioned, 2,300 for Moors, 1,000 for Buckstar. For Team 2, we have Unno at 1,900, and Mythologist and Momo Uchiha tied for 1,200. So in terms of average, it's only 20 per player, so it's only a 100 points difference. It's actually pretty good considering we have a 2,300 and a 1,900. So I appreciate the players balancing that all out. Stealth going on the way for Rai. I will not be able to say that name right. I do apologize. I'll call him Nin. That'd be a lot easier. And then Johnny is going for the speed and range upgrade on his comm. Units continue to be a nuisance here for Unno. Unfortunately, there is a decent amount more factories here for him now. He's holding the best he can, more of them being built all the time, getting T1, but he is building it. Okay, it just looks like it's going through the environment, so it's hard to see it. But he is distance building that. You can see with the rings, he's able to at least build something that'll help defend a little bit. But the units here from Team 1 from Moors is just constantly pushing. I don't know if it's going to be enough for Unno to hold off the comm of Buckstar with a gun upgrade, pushing that front line for Momo. Momo in retreat, doesn't have any upgrade on their comm, and Team 1 just establishing their dominance here on the northeastern side of things. There is a small force going for a much larger force of Aurora. This is not going to end well, and it is Aurora versus Aurora, so the range thing doesn't make a difference. But the units for Winter will fall back. He doesn't have Momo does not have the advantage here, and these units will now actually come in and maybe go around, but decide not to, I guess. We are at about 10 minutes, a little over 9 minutes, so we should see T2 for air at least. Looks like both. No. I do not see any air facilities here for Team 1. Oh, that's a mistake. Johnny not focusing air production. That, I don't know what he's doing, but he's not doing his position role. That's going to hurt Team 1 in the long run. But to the west, Nin is under a threat by a bunch of Cerberus turrets and a couple of Mantises. Unfortunately, I don't think the Mantises will do enough, but the range on those Cerberus are just out, Nin is on that edge, isn't retreating. Will they get out of range in time? Sub 600, no, almost sub 600, gets out of there. A couple of bombers will do him in. He needs to retreat fairly quickly. With the calm of Johnny going after the calm of Unknown, this could be a huge grab for Team 1, getting the highest rate of play on Team 2 knocked out fairly early. And Unknown is not moving. Johnny is just pummeling anything and everything he has into him. Sub 4,000 hit points, will be sub 3,000 hit points right now. Units here engaging in the middle plateau. It's not really going well here. Where Unknown needs to move, but has probably accepted his fate at this point. There is a Aurora and a Spirit nearby. Gunship comes in to assist, but it's going to be too little too late, and the calm of Unknown will go down, and now it's a 5v3 in Team 1's favor. Ooh, that has got to hurt, but Buckstar has pushed a little bit too much than he should have, and is being surrounded by T1 units. And this is not going well. We saw what happened to the north with Dorset, and I think a similar thing is happening here. Buckstar is dropping quite significantly, and he will die, dropping this game now to a 4v3. Team 2 trying to claw back at 11 minutes. 3 comms are dead at 11 minutes. That is a lot. That's, 30% of the comms. Of course, 10 players, 3. Anyway, we do have units being transferred over here to Winter. Actually, I think they were transferred over to Moors, actually. Highest replay in the game. We have Johnny is retreating, going for T2, trying to establish this position for himself, secure this western middle lane, and now the units here not being microed as heavily since the loss of Unknown will now be taken out. Very unfortunate for them. A lot of resources went into this base, and now Team 1 will own the middle island, and he's actually control Kate and is now reclaiming all of those facilities. He doesn't really need them now until Team 2 starts pumping out more units, but he will focus on other endeavors. Winter to the north is pushing down southward along this eastern edge, trying to take out anything Team 1 has. Team 2 has. He is Team 1. This PD trying to do what he can to take out this mobile shield, but it's not going to be enough. I love the inclusion of the mobile shields, these Asylum. They allow for a lot more hit points. Each one has 3,500 hit points, temporary hit points, but still hit points. And now T2 will go underway the Oblivion turrets to secure this group of mass points. There's 3 of them in the mix, and there's a 4th one over here in the corner. So a lot of mass for Winter to just steal from his opponent. That should rightfully be Team 2's. We even have a Mongo T1 radar installation actually behind the lines of Winter. Hey, Winter, there's a thing right here. Team 2 knows what you're doing. You gotta move. Gotta take that out. Why haven't you done that? Viewers know that he can even see there's something here. please take it out. There are some very smart viewers that I have watching my content, and they know that when they see intel installations or radar or Omni or sonar, whatever the case may be, very far forward and not protected, they're like, okay, let's see if he notices, let's see if he makes a comment about it, and that should be gone. Team 1, Winter, what are you doing? One lonely fervor is attacking these PD here. The T1 artillery outrange the T1 plasma cannons and PD, and now the intel installation is gone in a flash. The first shell misses, the second shell misses, the third shell misses, the 4th shell finally gets it. Wow, that was a lot of missed shells there. That was very weird, but that gets summarily destroyed by units here from Moors. Team 2 now again pushing back the comm of Nin to the north, and it's not really looking good for them on this western side. Still no air, but it does look like Moors has gone for air and has gone T2, will now go T3. Is a little late to the game at 14 minutes. Of course, Team 2 has T3 air. Mythologist is pumping out strap bombers as we speak. That is an interesting play, probably due to the fact they noticed Team 1 has no air whatsoever. A couple of bombers, and that is it. And a couple of interceptors as well. This is going to be a huge bomber. If they can make use of it, this could help them claw back in the mass game here. In total master crew, they are pretty much tied, leading by a little bit, under 1,000 mass in total. They are, hopping back and forth between in the lead, not in the lead, in the lead, not in the lead, for generated mass per second. But Given the fact they've lost a decent amount of territory, Team 2 is still holding their own in the mass games. Team 1 focusing more on land grab, while Team 2 focusing more on teching up. And that Strat Bomber has been released. Does Team 1 know about it? I think they saw it at some point with their air scout. They will see it here in a second. At least I thought they'd see it. Maybe they didn't see it. Oh, I went this way. Oh, they'll see it now with the Strat Bomber. Yep, it has been targeted. Not targeted. It has been pointed out. And where is it going? It is going for the main base here for Winter, denying the T2 land headquarters for him. But the comm of Nin goes down to literal. Looks like there was a drop of some sort with a transport. Could have been, could have even been fire beetles because Team 1 doesn't have any air. But also could have been, wasn't missiles of any sort. Could have been gunships. It could have also been that. You have some issues, Johnny, says Nin. Well, I mean, not building air, and that's your job. Kind of, you know, weird. That transport, that Strat Bomber will go for the comm of Moors. It looks like go for that P-Gen. Gets a decent amount of engineers. That's going to hurt, and the P-Gen as well. Moors got to move. ASF being built as we speak. There's also a couple, at least there's one ASF to help mitigate any incoming damage, but that bomb will go off, take out more hit points. One more bomb, and Team 1 has no air whatsoever. Ooh, this is going to hurt. That SAM site will be online, but it won't matter. That headquarters will be taken out. Man, that's got to hurt. Even after they just spammed for that thing, it's not going to be enough. Team 2 now has air supremacy just due to the fact that Team 1 doesn't have anything. And now Moors will inherit the base here from Nin, making this game a 3v3. It's tied up once again. Large incursion here to the northeast for Team 2. Unfortunately, that leaves a lot of this base here for Momo undefended, not defended. There's no T in there. He is spamming up some T2 point defense that will do a lot to mitigate a lot of this force. But the Obsidians are coming in. There are some Fervors in the mix as well, so a lot of those facilities will go down. They're targeting the PD as we speak. The Asylum's trying to block any incoming damage. That one gets taken out. Units will be forced to fall back to help assist in defense. And now the comm of Winter is under threat by this T3 Strat Bomber. Looks like Moors is trying to rebuild his air grid as we speak. Has to start from scratch. That has got to hurt. Winter trying to dodge as best he can. Drops into the yellow. Has T2 engineering suite on the comm, so we'll be able to take a couple of hits. But this force, combined with that bomber, will probably kill the comm of Winter. Winter trying to dodge once again. The bomb doesn't release, question mark? That's kind of weird. Ambassador takes a couple hits, but is regenerating all the time due to his veterancy. He has 3-star veterancy on a Strat Bomber. You rarely see that, just due to the ASF or AA pressure that the bombers fly into. But this third bomb will drop. He avoids most of it, but still gets nicked. Drops below 5,000 hit points. The bomber, again, still ripping up hit points, will make his new bomb. Here in a second, will actually probably fly away. He's going, maybe these units will deal with that. But there's a second bomber now. This is not good here for Team 2. Sorry, for Team 1. I keep flipping their numbers for some reason. And it's not really looking good. I don't know what Johnny is doing. I like the fire base, but that's a lot of walls. I don't think you need all those walls. Bomb drops and kills off the comm of Winter, dropping this game to a 3v2 for the first time in Team 2's favor. Mythologist gets the credit for that kill. Johnny to the west being assaulted by a bunch of T2 gunships and tanks. He has fallen below 7,000 hit points. Does have a decent amount of hit points on that comm, but a bunch of bombers over the top. These skimmers, with the assistance of the Spectre gunships, will kill the comm, dropping this game now to a 3v1 in Moore's favor. Sub 20 minutes. And it is a 1v3. And this game goes on for an hour. So you can imagine what's going to happen here. The 2300 versus two 1200s and a 1700. Johnny was air, says Nin. He's awful in chat. Games are better without it. Okay, you don't need to say that. You could just say he needs to focus more on his role than focusing on something else. He got a kill, but then he died. With 6 mexes. I mean, you could do something. You could build mass fat farms. You could ask for mass. And you could do something. You don't just sit there and like, oh, I don't have enough mass. It's like, well, you could always ask for some. Couple of gunships are going after these these forward production facilities here that were once winters. They're going after the power first. That's the smart move, getting the volatile explosions off and just denying Team 1. I should actually say Team 1. I should just say Moore's power. You say if you're not rushing T3. Yeah, that is a good point that Winter makes. At least if you're not going to do something that is kind of expected of your role or your position, at least tell the team, hey, by the way, I'm going to go land. Can someone cover me? Otherwise, the team is, messed up. At least play like a 1400, says Johnny. Okay, now there's just salt being thrown at one another. Focus on the game, please. I know both of you guys are dead, and so you can just talk as much as you want. And this is mostly conversation between Team 1. But, and this is to all, so Team 2 knows what's going on. I won my side, had flak and shields. Doesn't look like it, says John. Wow, someone is salty, dang. Just take a chill pill, everybody. You relax. You still have one player in. The game's not over yet. Goes on for another hour, not another 40-something minutes. Not that they know about it right now. Bombers being used to great effect, taking out T2 mass points. Team 1 or more still has more mass than the combined players of Team 2 at 430 mass a second, is pumping out T3 extractors as we speak and trying to build a bunch of AA to deal with its incoming threat. But again, the ground, he tries to shore up one hole, but another hole pops up, building T3 units. These harbingers as we speak as well. It's just lots of conversations going down in chat. It's hard to focus because you want to read it and you want to talk about it, but you also want to focus on gameplay. So for me, it's kind of hard to split that focus. So I'll try to look at it once in a while if there's even more spicy stuff that happens in chat. But I'm trying to, of course, cast the game because that is what everyone enjoys. Watching the content for is to watch the caster comment about the game going on. But a couple of flak emplacements will deal with these gunships. There are some ASF built up. That's going to take a while to chew through those ASFs, but at least they'll deal with the gunships. Something is better than nothing. This position gets wiped out by T1 forces at 22 minutes. And now these defenses and infrastructure are under threat. The main base here for the air grid is trying to pump out as many bricks and as many units as they can. And they're upgrading to T3 as we speak to help assist in that. The brick will probably actually kill most, if not all of this off. 1 T2 goes down, 2 T2s go down. The E storages goes up in smoke. It looks like Moores is going to focus his attention on his air base here to the middle section, and a land base here to the southwest, just to kind of focus his mind on not going for all of the land possible that he can grab, but at least trying to establish some sort of infrastructure so he can fight back. Johnny already calling in the tower, in the towel. Mythologist getting his air grid up. He should have at least built another one by now. I mean, he's had this facility for a while. He doesn't have a whole lot of mass, but he should have built another one by now. T2 has been built here, of course, for literal. For literal. Hasn't gone T3 yet. I mean, you don't really need to, considering your team pretty much owns air at this point. Bomber's just being used to take out T1 units and whatever else they want to target. How many does Mythologist have? He has just the one left. Okay, so he hasn't built any just yet. He has a couple of squadrons of ASF, probably about 1.5 or so. About 18, 14. So a little over one squadron. Little to the west makes a comment. Look, there's this thing over here. Probably should deal with that. Why was the brick handed over to Mythologist? Why does that make sense? Let me know down in chat. Let me know down in chat. Let me know down in comments. What's that about? Why does Mythologist have a brick when he's air and literal is his land? Like, why does that make sense? Like, why does that work anyway? At least to Johnny's credit, his little base here has a lot of defenses here. They're all T1, but they do provide a decent amount of defense. And now the bricks are we could go this way, or we could go around. Let's go around. Let's do that. And so there are a couple of gunships lying in wait. There's a bomber coming in over the top to deal with them as well. Where's the AA? Well, there is a bouncer in the back with a couple of flak as well. That bomber gets annihilated. Does take out one brick, but again, one brick in a group of 10 or so is not the hugest issue, especially when there's not a whole lot of land forces to really deal with this. Transport is now carrying the brick to the east. I have no idea why this brick is going where it's going. I mean, bricks don't have engineering suites on them. Is he really going to hot drop the brick? That would be pretty incredible. Spy plane going over the top, getting a nice view of what's going on. They'll see a transport just carrying a brick around going, why? But there are a couple of artillery emplacements, and the AoE, poison damage essentially is taking its toll. The brick's trying to get close in, but there's a bunch of defenses already put in place. There's mercies being used to take out the bricks. I haven't seen those used in a while. There's another one coming their way. Mercies are very good for sniping your enemy's comm, but they are super weak, only 90 hit points, so pretty much one shot of, well, pretty much anything will kill it. That position will be taken out. Mercies go land. Another AoE explosion takes out another group of bricks. There's only 2 left. They'll fight another brick. This won't end very well, but there's another one coming in to assist. Looks like the bricks here for literal will hold off. I guess this isn't artillery. I guess it's from the... They changed the mercies recently where they dropped like an AoE explosion, the kind of lingering effect, because I don't see any T2 already from Aeon anywhere. Huh. Maybe that's a new thing. Let me know down in the comments. I don't keep track of every of the little minute changes that they do to units or structures or whatever. But I should be aware. I should do better at that because I'm casting the game. I should be talking about those things. So I apologize for my lack of vision. ASS will deal with these stingers. They won't even kill the brick that's not powerful enough. At least they haven't been given enough time. There have been a decent amount of ASFs built up here for Morris, so Morris trying to claw his way back in the air game. And now again, bricks are appearing all over the place. We have Harbingers to the north. Actually, these are Percys, not Harbingers. There's a Harbingers to the west here for Morris, so there is a group of Percys on their approach. Actually, a couple of them have a lot of veterancy. 1, 2... couple 1 and 2 star veterancy. That's pretty good. This position is just pumping out shields as fast as it can. There's a couple of sniper bots in the mix as well, and Harbingers as well. More on the way, so they'll deal with this Percy force here pretty quickly. I do love that the shield is covering most, if not all, the Percys. I do love that formation there. Good job on Momo for doing so. It is difficult sometimes to get that to like just walk together and all of that, so I applaud him for that. And like this situation, when you have shields, they're out of position and can't shake off any incoming fire. There's a lot of DPS in this group, and you can see that the shield has fallen. Could have protected one of those bricks. One of the bricks will fall. The other Harbinger falls. There's one more left. There's just not a lot of firepower. They could have lasted a little bit longer. There's a sniper bot in the back doing its nonsense to take out a Percy, but that's about it. Engineers reclaiming walls as we speak. That's not really that useful at this stage in the game. The wall isn't really in a good position. But another brick punches through the front lines for Team 2, and Team 2 just kind of lost that front line here. Granted, it wasn't even the best position to begin with, but at least they had something. A forward operation base here for literal building up some Gunthers, trying to deal with this land base here for Morris. There's not a lot of defenses here. The shield does go down. The engineer is reclaiming it as we speak, trying to pump out transport. That's a lot of transports. What are you going to just hot drop bricks? I would assume that is the place. There's one T2 air facility or air emplacement here, not facility. So maybe you'll get one of those transports, but that's going to probably be about it. We'll see the drop incoming. Where are they taking them? They're not even taking them that direction. They're going to the east, going after this brick here on the upper plateau. I mean, maybe, but where are you going? Okay, why can't... There is a brick here now. That looks like they're doing is just going around. That only gives Team 2 time to build up some defenses for it. There's a T3 gunship, a broadsword, and a squadron of gunships here. The bricks will land. Will they get there in time? The gunships can target those transports. 2 of them have fallen. All of them have fallen with all the bricks on them. Oh, no. all of that effort just wasted. You should have just hot dropped him straight in. It would have been a lot better. That has got to hurt. Bomb over the top. Targets a Myrmidon SAM site. Doesn't really get it destroyed, but at least does some damage. There is a Monkey Lord on approach here for the bottom middle lane. And in the top middle lane, unfortunately here for Team 2, they're starting to collapse. A bunch of shields protecting a horde of bricks and harbingers dealing with mass points. And of course the odd Percy when they come in range. A group of sniper bots kind of being devastating here for Team 2. Momo losing that eastern side fairly quickly. Needs to build an experimental or build something to help fend off this incoming threat. Does have a group of restorers, though. That could be a very good thing to use. There's not a lot of AA in this group, so that could be used to great effect. In the south, we got anything going on? Well, we are at 30 minutes. We should be thinking about ending the game here at some point. Nukes, artillery, game enders, that sort of thing should be at least starting to be on the mind. ASF fight here in the middle will go the way of Morris, so he will have air control for now. Those harbingers are going to fight him for air control at some point. Go after the gunships, take those out. The monkey is pushing forward. They don't go after the gunships. That is a disappointing thing. And now this western side will just be ripped to pieces. The T3 land headquarters is still online. Transports are leaving as we speak. Now the ASFs are given the order to take out the gunships. But now there's a Continental. I don't know where that's going. Just going to build a bunch of transports, I guess. This is Moore's not ace in the hole, but his way to claw back the game is go for air spam. Build a bunch of ASFs, hold the air, and then call it a day. He's trying to do land here on the east. And again, it's just hard. It's not a 20 by 20, but it is probably about at least a 12 minimum. So it's a lot of land to cover. You got artillery here. You got a experimental here. You got restores to the east. You got other land units to deal with. So it's a lot to manage, but he is a 2300. So if I was going to peg anybody to be able to do it, I would peg somebody like him. We have an air facility here in the backline for ASF, and they're building. Not building Nothas, are they? What are they building? I'm sorry if I'm not paying attention to the fight. Yeah, they're building ASF, so I wonder what they're doing. Don't know what that's about. I mean, yeah, you build it in the backline so it's defended, but you have a UEF air grid, you have a Cybran air facility, you have a Aeon land facility, and you've lost your Cybran one. So you've lost hives unless you have a couple of engineers in the backline, which he does. He is Cybran, of course, so he will always have that tech. GG, says Johnny again. I mean, it's not GG yet. We have a bunch of transports that dropped in a bunch of bricks, and now this position here for Mythologist will go down. That's why he said GG. And man, this is going to hurt. The air power here for Team 2 will fall quite rapidly. Pretty much it's whatever ASFs are still in the air and the restores that are summarily being destroyed as we speak. There is some SAM coverage, but there's not a lot, and those restores are chunky, but they're slowly falling bit by bit. Those transports are trying to leave, being chased by an ASF, but the Continentals are fairly strong. Take out a Rascom as well. The last air facility is dealt with. They're going to target probably the Quantum Gateway as we speak, but they're going for the Mass Fab little farm over here. Take out all of those engineers, and then the... Oh, man. Oh, this is going to hurt. This pretty much knocks out Mythologist from the game. Ooh, that's going to hurt. But there is a push here to the west here. A bunch of bricks doing the same similar thing, but it does look like Morris is planning for an interesting move here, just ensuring that he protects. This is his main position here that he wants to hold. He can lose the south. That's not his concern here. His concern is that I heard an explosion. I thought Mythologist died. It did not. The ASFs are gone here for Morris, but there's only so many restores left. They've lost a lot of their support, and there's no support here for these bricks, and so they'll be taken up by a bunch of broadswords. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's going to be a bunch of mass taken out. Oh, of course, the mass extractors will go down. And there's also the monkey that's gone down, so a lot of mass here for Team 2 is just left here on Team 1's doorstep. And, man, just looking at it now, look at everything that's gone. That's a lot of, infrastructure, building, everything just wiped out. That first group of bricks has been dealt with here to the west. The second group is now under attack from a bunch of broadswords, more and more being built all of the time. can see the amount of firepower just coming off of those things. Just thousands of hit points gone. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. To the east here, we have a couple of bricks taking out some more infrastructure. This group won't really do a whole lot, but to the east, a couple more of bricks will take out even more facilities. A couple of P-gens, mass extractor. I think they might get one more. I think they'll come out of range just before they kill it. Do they get it? They got it. So another mass extractor goes down. Momo is nearby. He's not really under threat. He has a lot of hit points, and there are restores here to assist him. Man, that is a huge drop. Apologies for missing it en route. But man, that whole base from Mythologist, he's gone. He's out of the game. He's at 32 mass a second. That is it. He has one Rascom, and that's it. That's not a whole lot for him. So, you know, he's gotta rebuild pretty much from scratch. We have Literal on 2 bases. We have Momo on 2 bases. And again, that entire western side of Team 1 is just gone in not an instant, but pretty quickly. And now these gunships might just take out this artillery base here for Team 2 from Literal. That'd be my target. But it looks like they might be going for something else. Where are they going? They're grouping up. They're going here straight for Literal. He has a Monkey Lord that's not going to help them against an Air Force, whereas the Air ASF, just to help assist in the defenses, these restorers will be called to assist here pretty quickly. And just passing shots almost kill a T3 SAM site just by flying by it. Lots of hit points are now gone on that Monkey Lord. They are going for the comm. They're going to actually target the Monkey Lord first, but then go, oh, the comm's right here. We'll target that first. And now they're going after the comm. Literal losing all of his hit points very quickly. That is a kill here for Team 1. Morris drops this game to a 2v1 now. We'll take out the Monkey Lord. Those restorers will actually fall back. And now this base here for Literal is just gone. Man, the highest rate player on Team 2, the second highest rate on Team 2 is now gone. And now it's two 1200s versus a 2300. It is starting to not look good here for Team 2. They left him alive for too long. Built up a bunch of infrastructure. And man, this has just gotta hurt. The restorers are called in possibly to assist. You can see the range on their little missiles that they have. They do a decent amount of hit points, but it will take time to chew through the rest of these gunships. The restorers come in. We're just sniping all of these gunships, but it doesn't really look like it's going to really matter. Team 2 has lost a whole base and a comm. Now I think the goal of Morris is just to assassinate at this point, because again, in full share games, if you have like 6 people, 8 people, it's kind of hard to just assassinate everyone. But if you have 2, 3 people left, it actually becomes a lot easier because it's less targets for you to go after. And there's no water to hide on this map, so you can't hide underneath water. And the restores will be dealt with. The ASFs go, nah, it's not really worth it. The broadswords are taken out. There's a lot of reclaim on this map now. How much do we have currently? I have to have the little window up. We have 310,000, more than a Paragon, more than any game ender in the game. Omni here for Mythologist, which was once, I think, Literals. I do like the placement of here just because it's in the corner. It's away from everything. There's a air facility being built to kind of pump out some gunships if need be. I do like that. But now we have some Stingers here. Do we have any AA? We have a couple of Flak. I would have liked to see some of those bouncers, but there are bangers in there, so it's something. Literal says GG. It's not over just yet. You know, it's still a 2v1, so the numbers still reside with Team 2, but just the skill level starting to side with Team 1. Man, it was a, 1v3 at some point at, 20-something minutes. But now it's a 2v1, and this Monkey Lord will just deal with all these units. There's not enough to take it out. It'll hurt a lot, but there's not a whole lot they can do against the Monkey Lord. They're targeting the brick, which that's, they're going to get the thing that they can actually kill. But it's not going to look good for those bricks. So to the west, not really a whole lot going to happen here. To the east now, this group of Stingers are targeting the Perseus. There's no AA. So that's got to hurt. And they just annihilate almost anything they touch. Look how fast those guns are firing. Look how fast the hit points are falling. Not as fast as the broadswords, but the Stingers are cheaper. And so they're able, Morris is able to mass produce them a lot faster. He does have a Strat Bomber in, just hanging out over here. I think Team 2's way of winning the game is to build some sort of game ender or artillery. He has a couple of shields here for Moors, but not a whole lot. The air grid could be taken up by artillery. But I feel like he'd be too quick to deal with that. Maybe go for Nuke. But Team 2 is going to know about the anti-nuke, so that's not really going to help. It's just a really weird position to be in. Team 2 has less mass than Moors does, so Moors is able to focus projects a lot better, produce them a lot quicker, and can divert his mass to other things even quicker than his opponents can. That is the benefit with having all the resources, is then you decide what projects get finished when, versus trying to do, this project, and this project. There is a SMD built just to protect the base here for Momo. It kind of covers part of Mythologist's base, but not a whole lot, just a little bit. That can easily be edged out, though. Mass, says Johnny. Yeah, there's a bunch of mass here on this western side. There's 2 monkeys now. They're going to push forward. This artillery base, it's still a problem, but it's not a huge issue. Hit points are being taken off that Monkey Lord fairly quickly, though. Another air push here to the east with these gunships. They're targeting the bricks that have no AA support, whether it be from the air or from the ground. And now all these Perseus are just going to get dealt a serious blow. Apologies for that. I had some phlegm in my throat. Ugh. Oh, there we go. Out. And it just, once in a while, like, you get some, like, stuff in your throat and it kind of, like, messes with your voice. It's like, ah. But Strat Bombers being put together here. What is Moors thinking about doing? Well, he has 10 of them. That could be a snipe, potentially, on the comm. The comm isn't really protected here for Momo. Momo, what are you doing? You got to move your comm. He doesn't see the Strat Bombers yet. They are ambassadors. I forget what their special ability is. Jamming? I think it's jamming. I think is what the ability is. But looks like they have been given the order, and then nope, not yet. The push here to the east, pushing back into this facility. It's not really going to do a whole lot from the air. We got this. Go team, says Buckstar. Yeah, team 1 support. Woo! I do like it when even players from beyond the grave are like, you got this. Keep going. I believe in you. Really builds up the motivation and determination to win the game, and your confidence as well, of course. But this monkey will be taken out by Cerberus turrets, and of course artillery nearby. But it might get out of range. I don't know. The second Monkey Lord would have definitely dealt with this, but the Monkey Lord does walk by all of that artillery, does make it through, and will target whatever is remaining for Mythologist. He has gotten some mass back with the death of Literal, but not a whole lot. He hasn't really built a lot of those mass points back, but the reclaim game is just on point here for Moors. He has 178,000, more than both of his opponents combined. And man, that makes a difference. Total mass per second for Team 1 is at 700, close to 800, hovering between probably reclaim, of course, and Team 2 is at 700. Not really going good in the mass game here. That monkey will just keep pushing forward. And it's a very light game. It's like there's not a lot of experimentals. There's not a lot of, T4, no artillery, or at least T3 variety. And it's just kind of calm, kind of relaxing. Granted, when you lose 3 players fairly early on, and then it becomes like a 1v3 at 20-something minutes, kind of does become quiet a little bit. But the group of restorers here for Momo will deal with this monkey fairly quickly. Unfortunately, P-gens are going down, not ASF employees, SAM sites are going down. The Calm of Mythologist is nearby. He's been pinged. Will they get him? Well, Razcom will be taken out here. That's going to hurt his eco a little bit. But I think the restorers will get him. That has got to hurt. Will he get the mass destruction? No, he won't. But more and more Strat Bombers. That's starting to look very dangerous. What he's at now, 16. That is definitely a snipe on one or both of these comms. At least one. I would probably go for, if I was in Moore's place, I'd go for Momo, because he has more of the map control and the units and all of that. Mythologist is literally just running to the back of the map. I don't know where he's going, but he's just going off the map now. Strat Bombers, again, now being called to deal with this base, but they're just going to get taken up by the AA. Oh, no! No, no, no. You're going to die off. No, you built up all these Sam strats. Oh, man, he loses. He had 16. He now has 11. He's lost 5. Ah, it's a lot of mash to just throw away. Oh, but this restore ball is starting to be a little dangerous. What are we at? 50? Ooh. What did the ASF count? 75? Ooh, that does not look good. Ooh, 50 restores can definitely take on 75 ASF. Ooh, that is not great. We do see the first Colossus of the game here from Momo. He's going to push that forward against these Harbingers here. Going to, vacuum some up with his arms. But man, has slowed down a little bit. Of course, we have that experimental push and another push to the west. But it's just bricks versus bricks, and we have strat bombers and gunships, of course. Going to be able to deal with that. Get laser for defense, says Johnny. And then laser is built for Moors. Will he telesnipe? Okay, if you telesnipe and you survive, that's just amazing. Considering Momo has 1 shield, no teledefense, and Mythologist is just running back and forth, not really doing a whole lot with his comm. He's pulling it back to his main base. Don't know what he's doing. Will he be building an air grid again? Team 2 isn't doing a whole lot. They're building up restores and they're building up SAM sites, trying to deny enemy air while securing your own air. I do like that plan. They have 1 experimental here, the Colossus, but it's being shot at by a crab. The crab has the better range and more hit points. So even though the Colossus is very good, but all these restorers, they're going to target the crab. Thousands of hit points are going to be lost, but then the restorers go, oh crap, here come the ASF. Now this ASF is going to start chewing through those restorers. They were distracted, and because of that, a lot of those restorers will be taken out. How many are left remaining? Well, 46. Looks like he had more than 50 last time I checked. And the ASF count is 75. So again, losses in terms of what we saw earlier still favoring Team 1. They had the same amount of ASF and they lost more restorers. But that gave enough time for that Colossus to run away. But SAM sites, these T3 anti-air SAM launchers, starting to just spread their influence across the map for Moors. To the west, we see another Monkey Lord just taking on the pain, just pushing forward. Not really caring about the artillery here. Bricks moving in to cut off any more reinforcements for Moors on that western side. No effort has been put to deal with any incursion to the west over here. Another Colossus here for Momo. Now it's a 2v1 scenario, but it's completely out of position. We do have a FAF board, but that's walking forward to the Megalith. Now the restorers are coming into play. Let's see what happens here. Will the restorers take out the crab? Yes, they will. It's going to take a minute, but that is going to hurt very badly. Restorers fall back once again. ASFs are being lured into a trap every time. More and more SAMs are being built up here for Momo, trying to use his restorers as bait. And now the crab will back up slowly. Can you drop units there to take the island back? Says he could drop them there, but there's a decent amount of SAM coverage. It's going to be hard to get there. The Monkey Lord still pushing forward, going after a couple of the SAM sites and PGIMs that are just kind of outliers here. Spy plane game going on, ensuring he gets a nice readout on his opponent. Not a lot of scouting for Team 2. Team 2 doesn't have really anything that's going on with Team 1. They have an Omni, but they don't know what anything is. They'll see the Strat Bombers here to the north. The restorers are called in to help assist. Strat Bombers taking out the Perseus here to the north. Restorers are going to go after the Harbinger. Will they get, not the Harbinger, the Megalith, will they get it? No, they're just trying to bait the ASF more and more. Those Strat Bombers are going to suffer a bunch of missiles to their ships. ASF's trying to do what they can. They just can't get close enough to do significant damage to that Restorer ball. And it just looks like just kind of a stalemate here to the east. Neither player wants to push forward, but every player does want to push forward. So it's kind of, when will you won't, will they won't they kind of scenario. But we have the Colossus out front once again. Most of its hit points have been revved back up. Another crab brought onto the field. That first one will make it back to at least some sort of the front line main base. But A bunch of NGs called forward to suck up all the reclaim and build SAM sites to deal with the restorers. Where's that restore ball now? Well, it's down here, just in a line. We have more bricks to the west trying to do what they can, but the monkey gets taken out. The crabs will intercept these group of units here from Mythologist, and a bunch of bricks will move into assist as well. This is not really looking good for Team 2. You know, every attempt they have to, engage the enemy on their own land, it doesn't really do anything because Morris has the ability to just deal with it. And he's built a disruptor at 49 minutes, and it is targeting. What is it targeting? I think the main air grid would be my guess here for Momo. Don't target the. Yeah. Give it a rest. Just taunting going on. But it misses by a decent amount. Now Momo will know about it if he's paying attention. Looks like, I don't know where those shots are going. They are kind of all over the place. Are they going after the comm directly? That would be an interesting thing to do. What are they doing? The shots are really wild. I don't know what's going on with them. Doesn't have some sort of target on them. And now it's going up to the air grid. Okay. Restorers are grouping up for some sort of push, I would assume, for that disruptor battery. I don't know if they're going to break through. There is a couple of SAM sites of spy planes over the top to help assist in knowledge gaining, but they won't know a whole lot. Oh, that spy plane does get close enough. They will see most of that base. Sam says, Johnny, yep, needs more SAMs. Does need more shield coverage. Yep, build more shield coverage. Restorers are going to slowly inch their way forward. Unfortunately, I don't know. If they don't push while they have it, they've lost the air grid. So that's pretty much all the restorers that Momo is going to have for a while until he rebuilds the air grid. So it's pretty much whatever you got, throw it at the enemy, because it's not going to go well here now. Megalith, another Megalith in defense for land. Bunch of ASF for air defense. More shields being built as we speak. More SAM sites being built as we speak. Multiple groups of engineers doing that sort of thing. So the time is now. If you don't push, it's going to be really hard to break that base. And it's just Team 2 doesn't want to lose those restorers, which I can't blame them since you've lost your air grid. But it's pretty much now or never. The issue is the longer you leave a higher rated player, especially at 2300 alone, and not forcing pressure on him constantly, the more time you just give him to just build up. And now he's in a position where he can just sit back and be like, okay, well, if you're not going to attack me, I'll just build an arty and attack you, and I don't have to go anywhere. Okay, you don't need a name call, Johnny. You don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. But we have 2 crabs here to the east, only 1 Colossus. And it's going to get one of the crabs, but I think the other crab will be perfectly fine. The Colossus will fall back. The crab will fall back. Sub 3,500 hit points roughly. And that fat boy will not get the kill, unfortunately, for him. Where? Okay, do you just have an attack order? Because you're still attacking the same thing. I don't know if they're missing. There hasn't been a disconnect anywhere, so I don't know. Did you just forget about the disruptor? I don't get what Morris is doing with that disruptor. He's still, he's taken out the air grid. He's still going for it. Like, he'll know it's gone because he's seen it gone. I don't know what's going on with that. Let me know down in the comments what's going on with that, because it's kind of weird. But Restore Ball is inching closer and closer to that northeastern line, and ASFs are staying in line with it. So if they go this way, ASFs go this way, and then, of course, if they go the other way, they go the other way. Just want to make sure they can intercept them as easily as possible. A brick wall with 2 Colossus and a Megalith forming here on the western side. There is a small brick wall here. There's 3 crabs in total as well. They will have the range, but I think the Colossus does more damage when it gets close. Artillery now being used to just punch at this Colossus from range. Restore is trying to do something. They just can't get away from that ASF ball. At this point, you can't split them up because there's so much ASF SAM coverage. It won't really matter. It's just... Okay, now the target has changed. Okay, I was like, is he going to change the target? Because it looks weird. But it does look like he's changing the target. He's trying to take out the mass points directly. We'll get we'll get it with the explosion with that P-Gen. Ooh, that's going to hurt. Don't put your P-Gens next to mass points, folks. Especially the T3 kind. They will explode and it will hurt. But T2 already is a good counter to Fat Boys, especially when they're under shield coverage. And we have a decent battery of them. We have 12 of them, and that's the range. The Colossus is in range of those Arties, and man, that's gonna hurt. Yep, here they come, just dealing all of those hit points for no reason. They could just build, push the advantage with the Fat Boys, but they're just giving more time to build. Like you gotta struck where the iron is hot. Where you have 4 experimentals and you're not even doing anything with them. You have the numbers advantage. It's 3 versus 4. Of course, there are 2 crabs and 2 colossi, and a bunch of bricks. You just got to push the advantage. The artillery has actually changed locations, and now there's missiles here for Mythologist. Those get destroyed. What are they going after? Well, they're going after shields, I guess. But they're not going to get anywhere, unfortunately, because there's just too much shield coverage. And there's now 2 disruptors online. Nope, and there they go. Yep, they hit the shield. They take it out, but the emitter is still online. The push is occurring. The restorers are inbound. Get a nice shot of all these restorers. Oh, I got to, hold on, I got to switch to the actual player. Apologies. Restorers are coming in to assist. Oh, again, I keep pushing the wrong screenshot button. I'm so used to the Steam one, but the fight for dominance of the map will occur. Let's work back to Overseer to get a nice little look at it. But the air coverage is immense. Look at all those restorers going down. They're targeting anything and everything they can. They're going after the lead crab. The first crab for Team 2 goes down. All those restorers are flying out of the sky. The Colossus have spread out. Will this make a difference? And I think it will, though. I think get the disruptors. PD says Johnny. It's a little too late for that, unfortunately. The crabs are refocusing their firepower. The bricks just hammering their sides. There's another crab being built as we speak. The first Colossus is down. There's a bunch of T1 PD. Is it enough? Oh, they'll get one of... Oh, they didn't get him. They didn't get it. How many hit points is left? Oh, that's gotta hurt. That push, it wasn't enough. You shouldn't have waited that long. Ooh, and then the crab finishes just insult for injury for that one. And there's a crab back here. You could have pushed that crab forward and dealt with this. Ah, it's not enough. It's trying to take him at range. Yeah, going for the mass platforms is a good target for that AoE explosion. But man, it's just one more explosion would have done it. Don't target the crab. Actually walk past the crab, go after the disruptors. The only other issue with this is all of the mass that you've left. It was pretty much a, full send. Okay, they're going to get that P-Gen. The shield will go down. They will get the disruptor. Will they get the other one is the question. And at this point, I don't even think it really matters. They will get the other one, so at least the mission was a success. But all of this mass here, I mean, we're talking about probably, 287. Let's zoom in a little more. 260, 200. So we're talking about 200,000 mass just right here on Moore's doorstep. Honestly, you took out some artillery, but I don't know. There's another Colossus up the middle taking out ASF, and they're just being slaughtered and being scooped up. We saw this a couple games ago where a transport was scooped up by a Colossus. That was very jarring to witness. Now we have a artillery and shield creep here to the east by Momo. They've lost all of their air support. They still have the T3 air facility. Haven't pumped up more air facilities, though. Same here with Mythologist. They have no air. They're building a Novax, not under shield coverage. Need to build shield coverage. It doesn't matter if you know that all of their artillery is gone. Build at least one. There's a couple of bombers. Will not make a difference. And that Colossus is still pushing forward here. Crab and Monkey are trying to intercept. If you had a nuke and you went after the anti-nuke, that would be it. But this Colossus, I think, was looking for the comm. The comm of Moore's. Where is the comm? Of course, it's a yellow highlight for a yellow comm, so it makes it very difficult to find. It's just... Oh, he's right there. Okay. I was like, he should be on view somewhere. Colossus will fall, take a couple of NGs, but Moores was already aware of the threat, retreated just to deal with it, and now the push to the east. The artillery creep was not enough. There's 2 crabs fairly healthy. One of them has a rank adventurency too. There's not enough damage coming off of those fat boys to really make a huge dent. Of course, the artillery is now in range to deal with the Percies that have just come up close. Restorers are falling back. The crabs are falling back. I don't know why. You could push it and deal with it. Yeah, that's a lot of incoming, artillery shells from the fat boys, but well, I guess it is falling fairly quickly, to be fair. But Team 2 had that push. There's another experimental one. Monkey Lord. Does Moores know about it? Well, he knows something's over there. Doesn't know what it is, but he knows something's over there. A bunch of bouncers here. That would have been useful for taking out AA, but wasn't used for the fight. Definitely a disappointment there. Restorers come in too close. They will probably get this crab, and the shield pressure is just constantly mounting. They will get that crab, but the other crab turns around to deal with the Percy, so it's not really a huge win here. Artillery thrown at them just to deal with them. But the Fat Boys are still fine for now, though. I don't think it's going to amount to a whole lot once all the artillery opens fire. Yep, there it goes. Shield emplacement's going to fall. Perfect shot. Percy's trying to get by. It's not really going to matter. They'll take out maybe a Myrmidon, but that's it. Not really worth the investment of all those Percies. They took out a crab, but I don't know if that's really going to matter, honestly. Should build permanent monitoring and or Scathus, says Buck. Yeah, I mean, building a game ender just to end it at this point. And, okay, well, he's already building it, so never mind. He's going to scoop up all this mass and funnel it into a Scathus, because, again, why not? And honestly, with not a lot of shields at this stage in the game, there's some shields around, of course. Momo has not moved, but is near a P-Gen and a bunch of Team 1 point defense. So he has tele-defense, but doesn't have artillery defense. So probably needs that. Units walking to the desk. Permanent mounting station here. Just get a nice little center view of the map. We have crossed the 1 hour mark. The players have playing for an hour, 1 2300 and 2 1200s. Subcom Brain is definitely a thing by now. That's something you got to manage, is how long can you just not withstand, how long can you stave off tunnel vision, not building more mass points, all that stuff. It does. Games like this do take a toll. It's not like Call of Duty. It's not like those types of games where you have maybe like a 12-minute match or a 10-minute match, and you have like a little break, and then you have another match. Like, this is constant. This is constantly thinking, constantly, like, there's just no breaks. If you're playing the game right, there are no breaks in this game. It is full send until you die. And even when you die, it's, okay, I got to help my team. Okay, I got to help, okay, I got to watch out for this, that, the other. Artillery opens up, deals with the shield that was being built here. The capacity is gone. The Fat Boys will retreat once again. See, the Fat Boys can't get close because of the enemy artillery. And the shields can't get close because of the enemy artillery. They're trying to build artillery. They can't last long enough for the Fat Boys to really make a difference, so it really doesn't do anything. There's just mass being thrown at one another, and it's not really... Hey, thanks for the mass donations, says Johnny. Johnny, I appreciate the comment. That was a good comment. And now all of that mass is funneled into the Scathus, and it is going up very quickly. It's a percent... like almost a couple seconds. So let's see, we're at 55 seconds. Oh wow, yeah, it's almost like a percent a second. That is a lot. Okay, shields please. I know there's no for your par you need it, says Momo. Well, he didn't build that. He could have built that, but he didn't build that. He built the Scathus, the watering can that turned into a snowball cannon last game. That was sniped multiple times that game. That was a very interesting game. Multiple players on multiple teams built Scathus, and they were all sniped one way or the other. It was very interesting. Got something way better, says Johnny. I'd argue the Paragon is one of the best. Obviously, it's a game ender, so it kind of has to be. It's kind of the whole point. But, man, this is just going to be the beginning of the end. This is where Team 2 needed that one push. but it was the two disruptors are definitely not as bad as one Scathus. There is a push up the middle here. They'll take out the Omni, but that's really about it. The shields are starting to weaken around the emplacements here for Momo. You know, we have air facilities going down, P-gens going down. Another volley is inbound. There's this Zara that's been building for a while now. It will not finish, though. Well, it probably will finish and then die, but another set of rounds. Again, the hard part is because of how spread the shells there are for the Scathus, it's hard to get a pinpoint accurate shot. Very good for bases that are kind of spread out because the shots spread out, but if the base is focused on a single point, it's really hard to target. That's where the Maver comes in handy because that's very designed for single target attacks, while the Scathus is designed for like a very spread out base. Monkey says Johnny. Yep, that was that monkey. I think we saw earlier. Maybe it was taken out. No, this one was taken out over here. Crab's gonna be issued orders to deal with that. But Momo is just feeling the threat. There's now 3 Fat Boys. Is this enough to pierce that shield for all of that artillery? Yep, it has started to fall. But the shields for this Fat Boy have gone down. They're constantly shield creeping. I don't think it's enough. TMD says Johnny. Yeah, if Morris keeps moving, he should be fine. I do appreciate the fact that Morris is like, oh yeah, I need TMD, and oh yeah, I need this, that, and the other. And he's like, oh, I should build that. And then he does it. We have artillery creep to the west as well, but this artillery is far superior. And Momo is retreating. Look at all the shots. Cloak says Johnny. I mean, yeah, he could go Cloak. He could go Teleport, too. Momo has lost his protection. Mythologist doesn't have any protection at all and hasn't had any for a while. A shell actually hits pretty close to him. And it looks like it is going... How is it? Oh, I think it's trying to split the difference, maybe? Looks like there's maybe have been a Maver or something being built, and that was canceled. The Tsar is on its way. This thing still has a lot of crash damage, so it looks like it's going straight for that Scathus. There's a lot of AA. Where are the ASFs? The ASFs need to be tasked. But it does look like Team 1 loses. What? No way, lol. What did Moore's? Dead guy. I'll leave then. See Bucker Star behind. I think we had some connection issue there, but this Zara had pretty much no competition. It looks like it was going to go after, maybe either after the comm. The comm was routed to the spot on an upgrade, and there's not a lot of ASF coverage actually around him. Where is the ASF coverage? The AA coverage. Here it is. He had a sum over here, but it was not enough to deal with that Zara fast enough. The ASF were nearby, but not close enough. But yeah, it just did not... It wasn't really going his way, I guess. And so maybe it could have just been a connection issue, and that would have been it. But Team 2 will win that game, at least on paper. You could argue about the comments if Team 2 was really going to win that. If the Tsar didn't occur, I still feel like Team 1 would have won. Moores would have won. He had the Scathus. He had ASF. He had a decent amount of infrastructure to hold out for a long while. There wasn't a lot going on for Team 2. They had this, artillery push here to the north. That was very slow. You had a base building up a bunch of bricks and a couple bombers and stuff like that. So that was going one way. And obviously the Tsar. But yeah, the ASF coverage, the SAM coverage was not enough, at least here on this western side. The ASF coverage could have come in, but maybe the laser would have been enough. It would have gotten there in time and crash landed and killed the comm. He does have 13,000 hit points, though not a whole lot, and he was going for cloaking at the time, only at 61%. So obviously he just saw the Tsar, and maybe that was it. Maybe just decided, okay, that's it, game over kind of thing, but who knows. But again, let me know down in the comments. Please like and comment down below what your favorite moment of the video was. And of course, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. If you've been enjoying the content, I would encourage you to do so. I make a video on FAF every single day, a cast every single day. And again, if you have any suggestions about type of cast or audio improvement, video improvement, thumbnail, title, whatever you want to suggest that I improve on, please let me know, because the more I know, the more I can prepare for it, and the better product that everyone get. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.